Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. My name is HIJIRA LUKMAN and today I will be presenting an essential component of human resource management. Chapter 4 on staffing with a specific focus on Section 2, recruitment. As we know, an organization's ultimate success depends entirely on its human capital. Today, we will explore how organizations discover talent, stimulate applications, and strategically balance internal and external talent pools to build a sustainable, high-performing workforce. Let's dive in. So let's now define recruitment. To understand this function, we must first define what recruitment actually means. Within the broader framework of staffing, recruitment acts as the vital strategic bridge between identifying an organizational vacancy and making a formal placement. In management, recruitment is distinctly classified as a positive process. It is called a positive process because it has no barriers. Its only goal is to attract, invite, and gather as many resumes as possible. It is a welcoming phase. This is completely different from the selection process, which is considered a negative process because its goal is to screen out, eliminate, and reject candidates until only one remains. Its primary objective is to search for prospective employees and systematically inspire or stimulate them to apply for roles within the enterprise. By doing this, management maximizes the selective pool of talent, ensuring that the organization has a healthy, competitive crowd of candidates to evaluate. To ground this function in established management theory, let's look at two foundational definitions provided in our textbook. First, let's look at the perspective of Yoder. He states that the recruitment is a process to discover the source of manpower to meet the requirements of the staffing, schedule, and employ effective measures for attracting that manpower in adequate numbers. Yoder's quote, what Yoder means by staffing schedules is that HR planning must look ahead. Recruitment isn't a panic reaction to someone quitting. It is a planned, scheduled effort to find where qualified workers are hiding in the labor market. Second, Edwin Flippo defines it cleanly as the process of searching for prospective employees and stimulating them to apply for jobs in the organization. Both experts emphasize two structural actions: discovering the right talent sources and actively stimulating human interest to apply. Now that we understand the core definition, let's look at how organizations actually source this talent. Management generally utilizes two primary channels. The first channel we will analyze is internal sourcing, which means looking inside our own organization or organizational walls to fill vacancies. According to Chapter 4, there are three primary internal methods used by management. First, we have promotion. This is the vertical upward movement of an employee to a position of higher authority, expanded responsibilities, advanced pay scales, and elevated structural status. Second, we have transfers. Unlike promotions, transfers are a lateral or horizontal role movement. It shifts an employee to a different desk, department, or branch location without a major change in their salary, grade, or core responsibilities. And third, we use internal advertisement. This involves issuing internal circulars, institutional emails, or bulletin board notices, inviting our active, existing personnel to step forward and apply for newly open slots. For example, if a branch manager position opens up in a bank, the HR team might first post the job on the company's internal intranet portal for 1 week, giving existing assistant managers across all branches the exclusive right to apply before anyone outside the company can see it. Why do organizations look inside first? The textbook highlights three major advantages. First, it is highly economical. It incurs minimal external marketing, background agency tracking, or third-party job board listing costs. Second, it serves as a powerful motivation tool. When employees see that hard work results in a clear path for upward career progression, their morale increases, which drives overall operational productivity. Third, it builds deep constitutional loyalty. It instills a strong sense of belonging and corporate alignment because the workers feel valued and secured in their long-term growth within the enterprise. However, internal sourcing is not perfect and management must remain aware of three core operational risks. First, it prevents what the text calls new blood from entering the firm. If you hire only from within, you risk intellectual stagnation. No fresh ideas, diverse industry paradigms, or innovative external concepts are coming in to challenge the status quo. Second, it causes a chain reaction of vacant slots. Think about it like a domino effect. If you promote a supervisor to a manager, you solve the manager problem, but now the supervisor position is vacant. If you promote an associate to supervisor, now the associate position is vacant. It creates multiple holes that still need to be filled. And third, it carries a bias risk. Subjective internal selection can sometimes lead interpersonal friction, envy, or feelings of partiality among overlooked peers, which can harm workplace teamwork. When internal talents reach their absolute limit, or when an organization undergoes rapid expansion and needs totally new technical skill set, management must look outward. This brings us to our second major channel, the external resourcing. When accessing outer labor markets, our textbook outlines three prominent external methods. First, organizations utilize management consultants. These are specialized third-party headhunters and private executive search firms to use discreetly source, interview, and filter high-tier executive personnel for a specific fee. Second, we use campus recruitment. This involves going directly to universities and technical colleges to interview, evaluate, and hire fresh, energetic graduates directly from academic platforms. And third, we rely on public advertisements. This spans widespread media campaigns, newspaper listing, and modern internet job portals designed to broadcast corporate vacancies to the largest possible audience. We see this every day when companies post open roles on global websites or local classifieds, inviting thousands of unknown individuals across the country to submit their applications online. The strategic value of hiring externally comes down to three transformative factors. First, it infuses vital new blood into our business ranks. External candidates bring highly innovative concepts, up-to-date technological training, and competitive practices that challenge outdated methods. Second, it offers a wide choice. Management isn't limited to a handful of internal people. They have access to an incredibly deep market of diverse, highly qualified specialists. Third, it supports strict meritocracy. Hiring externally minimizes internal political conflicts and legacy biases, allowing decisions to be based purely on objective, verified qualification. To synthesize this entire section, let's look at this comparison matrix directly derived from our textbook data, contrasting our channels across three core factors. When looking at cost, internal sourcing is highly economical, whereas external sourcing requires a high financial investment for advertising and screening. In terms of speed, internal placement is rapid and immediate, while external hiring requires an extended, multi-stage pipeline. Finally, regarding talent and innovation, internal methods focus on preserving our existing organizational status quo, while external sourcing delivers necessary, dynamic, fresh thinking. In conclusion, our study of Chapter 4 proves that successful talent acquisition is not about choosing one source over the other. True managerial excellence relies on a strategic blend, leveraging internal promotion to maintain high company morale and cultural continuity, while selectively injecting external talent to drive fresh innovation and long-term organizational stability. That concludes my video report on recruitment. Thank you very much for your time and attention.